Hey everyone, it is Kathleen and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a wonderful magical day. Welcome to my channel if you're new, welcome back if you're not. So today we are back in the kitchen for another magical recipe. You might be able to, and there goes Goofus again in the background. He's got a new toy in there. But as you can tell by my decor over here, this recipe has something to do with pumpkins. That is right, we are going to be attempting to make the ever famous pumpkin juice from Harry Potter. So if you would like to see that recipe and see if I succeed at this attempt, keep watching. But before we get into that video, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button down below and add a little more Lumos to your day. And give this video a big thumbs up if you like me doing these recipe videos. Alright, I'm going to stop talking and let's get straight into the video. So I have a little confession to make. I have never tried the official Universal Park pumpkin juice the two or three times I've been to the parks. I know I opted more for the butterbeer instead of the pumpkin juice, so I'm not going to be sure, I guess at the end, if I got it right or not. But this recipe I'm going to be trying is pulling from a few different sources, but I'll link the one that is the main recipe that I'm following down below. You're going to need some apple cider, non-alcoholic, but if you use alcoholic, I'm not going to judge you. Recipe that I'm linking down below called for apricot juice or apricot nectar, but I couldn't find that anywhere. But another recipe said that you could use pear juice, so I have some pear juice right here. You will also need a 15-ounce can of pureed pumpkin. You can make your own pureed pumpkin from scratch, but I don't have the patience for that, so I'm just going to use canned. And finally, you're going to need pumpkin pie spice. The recipe that I'm following calls also for cardamom, but it was too expensive at the store and it just didn't seem worth it for just a little tiny half teaspoon. But pumpkin pie spice basically has cinnamon, ginger, nutmeg, allspice. So that basically covers all of the fall flavors that we'll be needing in this drink. And last but not certainly least, you're going to need a saucepan to mix all this into because we are going to be heating it on the stove. So let's mix all this together and see what kind of concoction we come up with. Okay, so we are ready to put this all together. I have here a little measuring cup and a couple of measuring spoons. So let's get started with this. So the first thing you're going to need here is basically what you're going to have the most of in this recipe is apple cider. You're going to need 6 cups of this. So let's see. Alright, that's a lot of apple cider. Oh, it smells so good. Alright, 6. Just this little bit left. Well, I'm genuinely curious about how it tastes without all this in it. Ooh, that's good. That is delicious. Very appley. Alright, next you need a cup of, alright Goofus, you need a cup of pear juice. Okay, didn't have to get a man to help me with that, that's good. Ooh, it smells like baby food, like the smashed pears baby food. Well, I guess because it's pears. Lots. Are you done? Okay, excuse me. What does this taste? That's really good. I've never had like straight up pear juice. That's delicious. Might be enjoying this later by itself. All right, and then you're going to need a whole can of this. I'm gonna go, probably should have opened the can before this. All right, the can has been opened. And this definitely reminds me of like a baby food smell. So we put the whole can in here. I love the noise it makes. So the last ingredient we need is pumpkin pie spice. Now I'm not exactly sure how much to put in here, if I'm going to be honest, because in the recipe I'm following, oh, that smells good. The recipe I'm following, it calls for like several different measurements of cinnamon, nutmeg, or cardamom, blah, blah. But I think I'm just gonna kind of wing it with this and see what happens. I'm just gonna put, let's see, we got, that's a half teaspoon, whole teaspoon. Okay, maybe like a 1.5. Let's just put 2 teaspoons in for good measure and see what happens. And I'll let you know if it turns out good or not. But it's definitely better to follow the actual recipe, but pumpkin spice, pie spice takes a lot of the, what am I trying to say? It definitely is a lot more simple than all the other spices. All right, so I'm gonna go take this to the stove, and I guess I'll try and take y'all with me, and we will get this all mixed up together before we set it aside to chill. All right, so I am at the stove right now, as you can see, and I'm going to mix a little bit, and then what it says to do is to bring it all to a boil, and then you reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 10 minutes to thicken. So that's what I'm about to do. Alright, so I have it set on high to go ahead and get it warmed up to boil. And this is what I'm working with right now after a little bit of stirring. It's definitely kind of chunky. So I really hope the heat helps it mix together better, because I definitely don't have a immersion blender, which would be great. Kind of looks gross right now. It kind of looks like a weird chili. So I think it's the right consistency. I let it simmer for about 10 minutes. It looks pretty good. It smells delicious. Like I was commenting off camera how it smells like a fall Bath & Body Works candle. So if you've ever wanted to drink one of those, this may be the drink for you. And what I'm going to put this in, I don't know if this will be big enough, but this is basically just my cold brew press pitcher thing. So I'm just going to scoop it in there with a ladle and put this in the fridge. And next time you'll see me, it'll be all cooled down and I'll be trying it. So here we are back in my usual setup. Except I added some fun twinkly lights to the background. Let me know what you think about that in the comments, but you probably don't care about that. You are ready to see if I successfully executed this recipe. Again, I'm really not going to know if it tastes anything like the one in the Wizarding World because I have not personally had it. So I'll just let you know if it tastes good or not. It still smells good. So let me just stop blabbering and get to it. I have it in this very appropriate sweater weather cup because this is a very fall drink with all these fall spices and flavors. It smells so good. Like I said, if you wanted to drink a Bath & Body Works candle or fall candle, this is your drink. So I'm not sure what I was expecting. The pear is very pronounced. I think I can taste pumpkin. I can taste the apple, that's for sure. I'm not sure if I added enough of the pumpkin spice or not. I added like 2 teaspoons worth. Maybe I should have added a tablespoon. I don't know. Okay, as I drink farther down, it's getting pretty good. Ooh. Now that I'm getting to the pumpkin, it's really good. So the thing about this drink, is that you're gonna want to, wherever, if you're storing it in the pitcher or whatever, you're gonna want to stir it before you serve it, because a lot of it's going to, I guess, separate, like a lot of the pumpkin and spices, pumpkins and spices are gonna kind of settle to the bottom. So you definitely want to stir it a little bit, and even before you drink it, because it kind of, let's see, I don't really have a spoon up here. I got a fork. Let me stir it. I stirred it right before I drank it. Oh. But let's see. Once you get to the pumpkin and the spice, it's pretty good. So yeah, I'm not sure if this is. I don't think this is definitely not what they probably sell in the parks, but it is pretty good. I'm very curious about how it would taste with the apricot nectar. I'm very curious about that, but I enjoy it. I might be willing to try another recipe. But this is pretty good. This would definitely be fun for a fall Harry Potter movie night. So, I think I've drank plenty to come up with a conclusion. It does have a weird aftertaste, though. So, I wouldn't call it a fail, but I wouldn't call it like a super win either. I mean, it's drinkable. It's drinkable. And it has some good flavors to it. It's just the consistency's a little weird. A little grainy. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I got a bunch of it, so I guess I gotta like it, right? So that is it for this video. Thank you so much for sticking till the end and hanging out with me today. Let me know down below in the comments if you've ever tried pumpkin juice at Universal Studios Orlando, California, internationally, other ones, or if you've gone to the Warner Brothers Studio Tour in London. I don't know if they sell the pumpkin juice there. Let me know if you've ever tried an official licensed pumpkin juice and let me know how it tastes, or if you've ever attempted a pumpkin juice recipe and you found one you like, let me know down below. Again, the recipe that I use will be linked below, even though I'm gonna put use in quotations, because I use it as a guide, but I kind of definitely took some civil liberties with the ingredients I could find. So maybe that's why it didn't turn out as great as it could have. I'm just blabbering at this point, but yeah, I think it's time to end this video. So thank you for always hanging out with me and always bringing Lumos to my life, and let's continue to live Lumos every day. Bye.